last couple of years, I've had some really bad luck with cars. I've I hit a deer, and what you're going to see on this video here is a dash cam off of it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how it happened. I was coming home from work one morning after just working all night, and I hit a deer on the highway. You couldn't see him, and I hit him. And I actually think there's some issues with my eyes. I'm colorblind, and I think it makes it more difficult for me to see deer that everybody else maybe picks up earlier than I do. And I think that makes it tough. Fortunately, I've only got about 50 days left. So I'm probably not going to replace my car, but I did learn some things. Now, I'm sure this is not true for every insurance company, and I won't tell you which one we had, but I did learn some things, and I think they're useful to you, and maybe you might want to keep them in mind. The insurance company initially quoted me a price. They gave me a payout on my car. I thought the payout was rather low, and the reason I thought that is I'd actually it really just got the right front corner. Didn't really get in the engine, but they went ahead and totaled, which actually was a surprise to me. And actually, the record attendant that came and picked my car up, actually, it was a surprise to him too, because he thought for sure they'd fix it. So, and he sees a lot of them, so he probably knows what they fix and what they won't. But he thought for sure they'd fix the car. Well, it turned out they didn't. And their initial offer they come through with me was a certain amount. I know what that was, but I didn't think it was quite high enough. Well, what I did tell him, and this is something you need to know if you get you total a car out, don't necessarily take the first price they give you. That's the one thing I learned, because I went back, and this past the end of July, I had that engine rebuilt. It's a long story about why, but I had to have the engine rebuilt. So I spent a good bit on it. Fortunately, and I kept the paperwork, that engine had a 12-month parts and labor guarantee, which was transferable. And so when I took the initial quote by the insurance company, I went back and told them this, showed them the paperwork, gave them a PDF of the invoice, which also had the guarantee attached to it. And they took it in, spent 3 or 4 days considering it, and they came back with almost $900 higher than the initial offer had been to total my car out. So, you know, they say you can't fight City Hall, and probably a lot of people think you can't maybe fight the insurance company a little bit. But if you know something about the car that maybe makes that price higher than what they're initially quoting you, it's well worth your time to go back and share that information with them, because it may affect the actual cash payout that you get. I'm sure this is not true. I'm not a lawyer. I'm sure this is not true for every insurance company, but you don't necessarily take their first offer. And they're trying to give the rental car that some insurance companies pay for, they're trying to make you give that back quicker. And you can extend that sometimes. But these are just some things I learned in dealing with this. And it's things you might want to keep in mind should you ever have the misfortune of hitting a deer or totaling your car out because of it. And some things you might want to consider if you just have a simple wreck and they total it. But don't necessarily take the first offer they give you, because sometimes you can get more out of it because maybe your car was such that you deserve more. But don't decide their first offer's their last offer. That's something you ought to, if you have information about your car or something they don't know, and it might increase its value, you should share that with them, because you could possibly do better for yourself. Anyway, that's a little tip I learned from maybe it'll help you, It's from my misfortune. Maybe it'll help you out in the future. I hope so. Anyway, I thought I'd share that. Thanks a lot. I'll see you again soon. Bye now.